Hey people, welcome to CRX Concept. Today we're gonna look at the Fifine AM8 microphone, otherwise also known as the AM8T gaming microphone kit for streaming and podcasting. But also it comes with XLR output, dynamic microphone with RGB, touch mute and all that stuff. So I'll have to put out a disclaimer that this microphone was sent to me by Fifine, not Fifine by the way, but I'm also not required to say anything specific, so all opinions are mine and mine alone. Before we start going through the features and sound quality, I would like to point out this mic with the boom arm combo is currently listed at $67.99 on their website, so a little less than 300 ringgit for Malaysians. And if you're savvy with vouchers and everything, you can get it for a lot less. So now with the price in mind, let's go through what it offers. In the box, we got the mic itself, a boom arm, and a Type-C cable that has an A to C adapter attached. The boom arm is pretty good quality with plastic sleeve and rubber around the clamp to prevent damaging your table. The included cable is also nice and thick, feels great in the hand. Finally, we have the mic. It has 3 ports, USB-C and a headphone jack out for monitoring, and finally an XLR output. It is also a cardioid microphone with the capture pattern facing upward front, so around this area. So if you would talk behind, you wouldn't be able to hear clearly. So you can see how it sounds like when I do this. Alright. So you can see the rest of the technical specs here on the screen. The USB-C port can be used to digitally output to your computer, but it is also required to power the RGB on the mic. So if you didn't have the if you didn't have the USB-C plugged in, you won't have RGB. So if you're using only XLR output, the RGB accent light would not work. A power source from USB will be required to light up the RGB, say from a power bank or from your computer. So having said that, I believe the best use case of this microphone would be through USB, not XLR. And of course, I also believe that most people that buying this microphone will be using it in USB mode. An XLR recorder or any XLR input to PC would easily cost a few $100s more. So for people who can afford that, I believe they will go for mics with higher price tags. Just in case you haven't noticed, this mic is recorded entirely with the Fifine AM8 microphone. For comparison's sake, let's switch to the NT-USB. I believe you can instantly notice the difference, especially in the low end. And here on the screen is the technical details of the NT-USB. The reason for this is simply due to the range of the pickup frequency in the low end. But the Rode NT-USB will easily cost 2 to 3 times more than a Fifine AM8. In Malaysia, it is more than 800 ringgit. So let's go back to the Fifine AM8. So for the controls, we have the microphone volume knob, headphone monitoring volume knob, a touch-sensitive RGB button on the front or the back, depending on how you set it up, and a touch-sensitive mute button, well, on the front or back. So pretty cool and all, but I do have a complaint about the touch-sensitive buttons because they are touch-sensitive buttons and they are very easy to misclick or mistouch because they're not tactile. So if you click or touch it, you wouldn't know you were activating it. So while I was fiddling with the mic, I keep accidentally muting myself. Generally, that wouldn't be a huge problem because the mute LED would be facing you, so you could easily tell if the mic is muted or not. And this is usually in the case of if you're doing podcasting. But if you were gaming and you had to adjust the mic and move it around, you might accidentally touch the mute button and mute yourself, and your teammates wouldn't get the callouts and you would be all dead. So anyway, the Fifine AM8 is affordable for what it's offering. The RGB is cool, the sound quality is pretty good, you're listening to the whole video recorded on this mic. The RGB is not necessary, but cool. If you have the budget around $60 US or around less than 300 ringgit, I do recommend getting this mic. Alright, I believe that is all I have to share about the microphone. If you guys want to check it out yourself, you can. I am located in Cheras, KL, Malaysia. If you're ever in Malaysia, I will leave a link in the description below on where you can get this mic. Please like, sub, and stay tuned for more. Thanks, guys.